Hey, welcome to the channel again. If you read the title of the video, yes, it's that time of the year again. To be honest with you, it's gonna be impossible for me as a guy to not have actually fought with someone else. As boys, it's really common for us to fight a lot. Like, as a guy, when you're fighting, you can only experience two things. The first time you actually win your very first fight, or you may suffer the embarrassment of losing in that same fight. As guys, mostly if you're a kid, us as kids, we can fight over the most stupidest things like cars, cash, superheroes, cartoon characters, you name it, we can fight it. But for me, where I live here in South Africa, let me tell you, the way how to instigate a fight, it has to be the most basic. It's stupid, but it works. All you have to do is just take two things. All you have to do is just do this. Take two people and you have to say these words specifically. And if you do it correctly, then you got yourself a fight. All you have to say is these words. Hey, this guy said he's not afraid of you. Next thing you know, you just got two people fighting for you. Like, it's so stupid, but it works. Here in South Africa, we all experience our fair share of fighting because of that incident. And let me tell you, even I, once upon a time, fell for that scheme as well, because hey, it was inevitable for me to actually not get involved in those type of situations. So let me tell you a story of my first time fighting for me. The story takes place during when I was in the third grade. This was the time when I was oblivious about life. The only thing I knew about life was I was just having fun. The world was just beautiful, all I cared about was my family, my friends, and my two favorite things, TV and video games. That was it. I never knew that the world was that cruel until I had my very first rude awakening. During the time in grade 3, we had a transfer student, which I'll have to name him Wayne. His name is Wayne. That's not his name, but for the sake of the story, we're just gonna call him Wayne. Wayne, when he showed up the first time, he was a cool dude. He was respecting all that. Typical guy, typical type stuff. He was just cool until the next day. The next day. I have never seen someone turn from being the most perfect boy in the world into be the next bad boy, yandere sundare, that you can imagine. Like, this man really just changed personalities fast. Like, he really just went all. Okay. Those Can
No,
I
don't
say
even
the
think
word?
about it.
Can I say the
No,
word?
don't, no,
No.
no,
Okay. Cool.
yes, no.
Um. Uh, let's just say he was just a bad boy. Like, this dude really was out of control. This dude was just causing chaos. He was on Black Air Force at the time. Like, this man was disrespecting teachers. He was getting into fights. This man was drinking the big boy juice. I'll show you a picture of what I'm talking about. The big boy juice. Like, at the time, it was really weird seeing a guy in our age drink big boy juice. And we were in the third grade, he was drinking big boy juice. And of course, girls loved him. Which caused a little bit of what can I say? Tension between the classes, because some dudes were jealous of him, girls were attracted to him. Me, on the other hand, I did not care at all. I was just minding my own business, enjoying with my friends. But of course, sometimes, even when you're enjoying, you just have to be pushed into some situation that you're not happy about. Of course, there was one day, our teacher was off, went to a meeting, which made the whole class have to go and chill with some specific people. Of course, me, I went to some of my friends, we were all chilling, and Wayne was just chilling with his own group. Me at the time, we were just chilling, talking, roasting as usual, until one of my friends named Q went to Wayne. I don't know what he told the Wayne, but what I saw next was a guy literally walking towards me, like with a face of dominance, ready to just beat the daybreaks or make me submit. I don't know how to describe it. This man was just terrifying at the time. I saw him and he came up to me and the first thing he said was, "Hey," he said, "you're not scared of me." Me on the other hand, I looked at Q and Q was just doing this. I was like, my mind at that moment was like, why? What did you told him? Which I wanted to reply, it was gonna be like, no, I am not afraid. Bruh. The next thing I just saw myself on the ground. I didn't even know how. I never knew that just standing still, you just find yourself on the ground immediately. This man punched me fast. I just saw myself on the ground. Everyone in the class stopped and looked at it and they were like, yo, look at the fight. Me, of course, at that moment, I just gave up reasoning. I stood up and I questioned. I was like, yo, why did you punch? Man did not ask more questions. This man proceeded to violently beat the dog breaks out of me. Punched me in my stomach, punched me in the face. You name it, he punched the living daybreaks out of me. But of course, I'm sorry to interrupt the video real quick. The moment you saw me explain, I forgot to say like this. To be honest with you, this is literally how he beat me. This is how he literally beat me up, to be honest, before I actually had to fight back again. I didn't stand still. I also fought as well. Like, it was so worse to the point that your boy was bleeding so much. Like, we were fighting. Like, at this point on, didn't think that even one of us we were gonna win the fight. Sure, it was pretty obvious that he was dominating because he had a jump start. Me, I was bleeding. I was even lost a couple of teeth back then, and I never knew that the world was that cruel. I was just minding my own business until Q had to literally tell this guy that I was not afraid of it. Even though I never said that, he just really just wanted to see a fight. Which, of course, when we were fighting for a couple of, I don't know how many minutes, maybe it was like 4 minutes tops as the fight started, until the teacher showed up, and then she took us, and then she's like, yo, come here, we're going to the principal's office. Thank the Lord we were not expelled, and thank the Lord they never told our parents. To put it in much more simple terms, me and Wayne, I just hated Wayne from back then. Ever since that time, since the fight ended, me and him, we just had bad blood. And because of him, I ended up having another personality. And from that day on, I knew that I couldn't afford to being soft anymore. I mean, if you're just being soft, another person will come and just poke you, and now you just have no choice but to defend yourself. Whether you like it or not, you have to defend yourself. Like, this thing was so worse. They really made me have to be defensive every time now. I was so intimidating, and I was starting fights, and because of him, I was really a menace to society. It was that worse back then. Wait, give me a second. I was just a menace to society because of him, and because of our fight, me and him, I just hated him from the jump, and my classmates respected him, and for me, they feared me because ever since that day, I ended up having anger issues, which means whoever knew me back then, they knew that I was obsessive fighting too much. It was that worse. From the 3rd grade all the way till the 5th grade, I was just a menace to society. But until one thing, I never thought just because of one person stopped me, and this person really played a huge role in my life, because this person not only made me stop fighting and also made me change my ways. This person was the same person that actually ended up giving me the nickname that I am using today. The nickname that is Zico. To those my friends that know me, that if they ask me a question, or when they ask me, like, where you got the name Zico, I would lie and say that I came up with it. No, to be honest with you, I never actually came up with the name. That person specifically, they gave me the name. during that moment. They gave me the name Z-Kun, and I ended up having to use that name since then. It was not a trendy name, but it was a name that they gave me. But if you want to know more, that's just a story for another time. I'm sorry that the video is all out of place. I mean, it's kind of difficult for me to just see what's going on, like the scripts. I don't understand, but I'm sorry that if you guys were seeing how many rushes, you can just tell me down in the comments down below to just organize the whole storytelling, because I'm trying my best with this. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to smack that like button in the face, hit subscribe, turn on post notification, know when your boy's uploading. And as always, Dosa out. Peace, everybody.